Olá, fãs. Aqui quem fala é o Daniel, goleiro de São José Quakes. Para vocês que estão assistindo o B Arena, grande abraço. Valeu, tamo junto.
Thanks for joining us for tonight's post-game press conference. We're joined by Quakes head coach Bruce Arena. We'll start first with a question from Jeff Carlisle, ESPN.
Bruce, I know you were down a few guys in the back tonight with Nick and with Reed and also DeJuan. But just wondering, what were your thoughts behind playing four at the back and putting Rodriguez at right back?
First of all, the LAFC majority of the season is played with three up front. And obviously they didn't have Martinez or can't remember his name, the other right side of the attacker they have. I apologize for that. That's all on me. So and we, had to respect their speed, and we felt playing with a back four would make it a little bit better to deal with the attacking qualities of Son and Bouanga in particular. And we knew that maybe Martinez wasn't going to play. It was going to be the other player. And I apologize. Or Dance, right? And we thought they were going to line up with three across their front line, which I think would have made it a little bit challenging for us. And that was part of the reason for it. Rodriguez has been a right back in his career. We've played him as a right center back when we're playing with a back three. That answer your question? Yeah.
Go ahead, Marco.
Bruce, this first 12 minutes, was your team just not mentally ready to play in this game tonight?
I have to accept the responsibility for that. We have two of our better players in Arango and Espinoza turning the ball over right in the opening minute of the game that helped create their goal. We have to be better to start a game, and they're veteran players, and they have to be a little bit sharper there. And again, you got to give the opponent credit. Bouanga turned that into a goal. But poor play on our part, and no question about that. And having a team step on the field and play the way we did in the opening minutes of the game is on me, quite frankly. Yeah, I'm quite surprised at the way we stepped on the field in the opening minutes of the game.
Evan Levick, Bay Area News Group.
Bruce, more than 50,000 people here today. A, what did you think about the atmosphere? And B, what does that slow start do to maybe dampen the home field advantage that might provide?
Well, I don't know if that's a home field advantage. That's not our home field. That's a neutral field. But a great crowd. I think, despite the fact that we got beat handily, I think it was a good game for the crowd. And it speaks a lot about where our team is and where we need to go. So for me, personally, I thought it's an interesting game to evaluate our team and where we need to go in the future. But no excuses for the way we showed up in the opening minutes of the game.
You're someone who's very familiar with World Cup soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's going to be in this site less than a year from now. Is there any part of you from tonight that can envision a World Cup game being played in this stadium?
It'll be great, a great stadium. Obviously, they got to make the field bigger. The field was 70 yards wide by 110 long. I think in a World Cup it has to be at least 74 by 115, 116. So I'm sure they're going to have to expand it. And again, I don't know that, but you can't play a World Cup game on a field that size. Not that it's bad, believe me. LAFC had no problems with it. So it's a great venue, great climate, and especially the month of June and July, the weather here is terrific as opposed to other parts of the United States. So this is an absolutely brilliant facility for the World Cup. It really is.
Kevin Wentz, SF Standard.
Hey Bruce, with 4 games left and the playoff berth on the line, what did you learn from your team from this game, and then did you see enough out of that shape once the game settled down?
Well, there's a lot of ways to look at it. If you, what was the score at halftime?
3-1.
3-1, right? So if you're the other team, in the locker room at halftime, you know you basically have the game won, and you can play pretty smart and conservative in the second half and don't open yourselves up. So, I don't give us that many pats on the back for being maybe in control of the game in the second half, because the only way they decide winners in this game from all my years of being involved in it is the scoreboard. We won all the other categories. I don't know if we get any prizes for that, but LAFC played a smart second half. We responded a heck of a lot better. We needed to get the second goal to really scare them a little bit, and we weren't able to do it.
And how are you feeling about the final 4-game stretch ahead of you?
Well, I'm preparing the team to try to win these last 4 games. If we come out the way we did tonight, we're not going to win any of them. So hopefully, I'd like to say we can learn something from this, but this has been a bit of a broken record this year. Some of the mistakes we've made.
Brian?
So with the 2 goals tonight, the team is now the highest scoring team in the league. The consequence.
Nah, we're not the highest scoring team in the league.
54? 55? Yeah.
Well, we should have a parade then.
Well, but the other side is also giving.
I'm retiring right now.
But that being the case, though, also giving up 55. So what do you have to do in these last 4 games other than obviously score more to just kind of shore it up and try to head into the playoffs?
I don't think we have to score more.
No.
No, we have to not concede as many. And for some reason, we're making mistakes that kill us. And let's be fair. They had 2 very talented players up front to capitalize on these turnovers and the mistakes we made. But the mistakes we made, we can't make. And that falls on my shoulders, to be honest with you. That has to be my responsibility.
Go ahead, Ivan and Alex.
What did you see between the combination play of the midfield 3 of LaRue, Hartz, and Vieira, especially since both LaRue and Hartz played very well, and then Vieira came in and he's very experienced as well?
I thought Vieira played very well tonight. You say combination play. I didn't see a whole lot of combination play out of those 3, but I thought Vieira was really good tonight. Harks and LaRue gave a solid effort. I think, obviously, LAFC is pretty strong in the middle of the field. I think the combination of Tillman and Delgado and was all, I apologize, number 66, Shonry. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Shonair. What a young player, but did a real good job. They're pretty good there. They have a good team. No question about it. They have a good team.
Go ahead, Alex.
Bruce, you had your back line multiple times play a high line offside trap in the first 20 minutes. You had Romney doing it for the first goal, then you had Rodriguez and Muni doing it for the 3rd goal. Was that an intentional?
Well, the first goal we turned the ball over twice in the middle third of the field, and one pass put, I believe, Bawanga through. I'm trying to replay this thing in my head right there, but I don't think that was a result of a high line. The 3rd goal was clearly a high line where Muni was playing, I believe, sewn offsides on that run, and Rodriguez was not alert and kept him on sides. Actually, Muni made the right play. He made a decision. The play he was on was he didn't time his run properly, and he was offsides. And he has to depend on Rodriguez to be playing off his shoulder and staying in line. So that was an example of a high line. The second goal is the one when Muni turned the ball over right on the touchline. That had nothing to do with the high line.
So even with the pace of Bawanga and Son, you're comfortable with them?
Muni turned the ball over there. What are you going to do? He's our center back. That has nothing to do with the high line. Maybe you see it differently. I'd have to look at the tape. You probably had a better view of it than I did. I'm standing right there, and really a foolish mistake. We'd made the same mistake, not the same, but a similar kind of mistake in I'm trying to remember our last game in Austin, right?
Awesome.
Where Reed turned the ball over there and we got caught. Yeah. Yeah, we've made some killer mistakes, really.
Next question. Go ahead, Paul.
Bruce, good evening. Regardless of the result, you guys sold 50,000 tickets, 978. You guys have a new record. What do you think about this new accomplishment for the franchise? Thank you so much.
Well, I think the crowd tonight shows what a great area this is for soccer in this country, and it's going to be a great venue for the World Cup. And I thank obviously our soccer community for coming out and supporting us tonight. I wish we could have put on a better show, but I think LAFC did, so give them a lot of credit. But a crowd like this is nothing but positive for our franchise and the league.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Last one, Michael.
All right, Coach, you've been around for a while, coached some big moments, but is it frustrating to have one player get this hat trick, like Bouanga got tonight?
One play what?
You get a hat trick.
Did Bouanga have a hat trick tonight? Oh, he was really tired from playing those games in Africa, huh? And the travel. Shows you the quality of player he is. I thought he had 2 goals, but he had 3. Pretty good player, huh? And the other guy, number 7's not bad either. He's wearing it's one of my favorite numbers, you know. That's Mickey Mantle's number.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Vernon, Miss California. Please like and subscribe to Bay Area Sports Wrap YouTube channel.